Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to make a new BYOP. This here is my Focus 15 from my year of usage project plan. So these are all the shadows that I want to focus on and try to hit my 25 use goal on and just get some more use out of this month. So my goal today is to use these shadows here and fit them into these two palettes, which are the two that I have in rotation, and just have an easier access with them there. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all the shadows in those palettes and also make sure to fit these in. So that is what I'm going to do today. But before I jump into the video, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So here we have the two palettes and this one here. Obviously this round big one is not going to fit, so I'm just going to keep that separately, but everything else I do want to try to fit. I do feel like the round singles will all fit in here. I think I will even have one space left if I remember correctly, so I'm going to go ahead and start with those and just pop these into this round palette. I should probably at some point switch these out because I've had a lot of singles in here for a while now, but I don't think that's going to be today. I think that's going to be maybe next month. We'll see. But I'm going to pop all of these in and we'll see what the palette looks like. Alright, so that is it. It's actually fit perfectly. I thought I would have one space left, but I must have miscalculated. So that is that palette right there. I do think though, maybe I do want to take some of these shades out. Just because I did have some ideas of what I want to put in. So maybe I'll have a look. I think want to take out the more wintry shades from here. And the first one that I'm looking at is this shade here. It's a beautiful blue, but it's just a bit too like wintry. Let me see if I can get it out. There we go. This here is from Sydney Grace. It's the shade Superstar. Beautiful shade, but I'm going to take that one out so I can have some space for something brighter. I think this row here is fine. Maybe here I want to take out this cool tone shade as well, because I'm not really wearing cool tones as much anymore. And if I do want to wear cool tones, I can wear the ones from my Panda palette. So I think this one can come out too. But otherwise, I think I want to keep these two blue ins, the iridescent. I was thinking about this shade, but I think we'll go with these. So I'm going to keep that one in for one more month. And yeah, I think the rest I want to keep in. I do have some cool tone shimmers and stuff, but that's fine. And I do have an idea again on what to put in there. So I do have two Sydney Grace palettes here with some shades. First up, we have my like pinkier tones. And I wanted to put in like one of these pinks here, like a lighter pink. Question is just which one. I was thinking about like one of these maybe, or this one. Maybe one of these because I have a lot of similar shades here. This one here is a bit more like spring tone. It has a little bit more a cooler pink base, but then a gold shift. This is the shade Amphitrite from Divina. I think that one can come in. Where should I put it? There, I think. So that one I want to put in just to have a bit more of our pinkier Easter type of color vibe. And then we have the other palette which has more yellows and greens, and I wanted to have a look in here too. I do have some greens and then this yellow, but I wanted to pull in something else too. Question is again just which one. If I want to go for another green one or maybe one of the yellows. If I were to go in for one of the greens, I think this one is the one I'm looking at the most, because a lot of these are more like autumnal greens, but this one is quite pretty. Or again, one of the yellows, but I do have that one, so it would have to be different from that. We do also have this one, which has a yellow base, but more of a green shift though. Maybe this shade is quite flaky, but I think it's a really stunning shade. This is from Shine by SD. It's the shade Superstar. I think I want to put that one in. It's a bit brighter, and I think that is going to be it for that palette. Yeah, I really like this one now. It had a little bit of a change, a little bit of a glow up with a few more kind of Easter tone shades since we're coming into April. Well, I filmed this directly just before April, but it's my April BYOP. So I'm happy with this one now. For this one, we do have 3 shades we need to fit in. We only have 1 spot, which means that I'm going to have to take out 2 shades. I have to decide which ones though, because I haven't quite decided, but I think the first one is going to be this one, is because it's a little bit more wintry type of tones, rather than like spring type. So this one come out, this is Oxidized from Cleona. That is 1. And then I need 1 more coming out. And I think maybe this one is also a bit more wintry type of shade. This is the shade Sculpture, also of course from Cleona. And I think those 2 are going to be the 2 that I want to bring out. So let me pop these 3 shades in. So here we have those 2 palettes. This one here is a little bit grungier still, but I'm okay with that. It still has a lot of pops of colors, and I think these 2 complement each other really well. So I'm happy with my selection. Looking at what I took out, which are these 4 shades, you can definitely see a trend. You can definitely see it's more like grungy, like winter top shades. This one of course is gonna have to stay out of the palette, and I'm gonna have to put that in a separate magnetic palette. But this is what I'm gonna play around with the next couple of weeks. Of course I do have those Focus 15, which I'm gonna track my usage on, but there's a lot of shades in here that I'm really eager to use for around like Easter. Some of the new ones I put in here, like this one, also even this shade. This green would be really nice, especially with this one, which is in my focus. In here as well, I mean, we have this shade, which is super like spring kind of Easter shade. We have these greens, this blue, and a lot of shades I think is going to be really fun. We have some pops of pinks. And yeah, I'm just excited to reach for these. So that is actually going to be it for this video. These are usually quite short and sweet, so it's not going to be much longer than this. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.